Control your emotions. Control your emotions no matter what. If you know that everyone you come across, you treat with respect, you don't have a predatory type nature, you're not competitive, you don't try to stomp on people to get ahead. If you know that you are a genuinely decent person, if you have people who are negatively projecting on you, whether it is malicious or it's disguised in a joke, control your emotions, because take into consideration a lot of people are unhappy. A lot of people are hurting. A lot of people are healing from a situation. Everyone is going through something seemingly at all times, just depending on the severity of it. And some people don't know how to heal. They don't know how to articulate their feelings and how to compartmentalize their emotions. And sometimes those negative emotions can spill out on you. Now, this can happen with family members, it can happen with friends, it can happen with your romantic partners, it may happen with coworkers, it may even happen on social media, right? Someone you don't even know may come under your post and say something negative and nasty, and you're just like, how much darkness do you have to have within yourself to come online and spew negativity to someone you don't even know? When someone spews darkness, hatefulness, ugliness, where do you think it's coming from? It's coming from within them. So try to find pity, compassion, and empathy for these people. You don't have to be around them. You don't have to feel sorry for them, but at least understand where darkness comes from and say, wow, that's really unfortunate, because if I had that much darkness within me, I would probably, not do what you're doing, but I feel bad that you're taking that route, right? So I have a quick little story time. I just got out of a relationship, right? And I was going through it. And I had a homeboy who was fresh out of a relationship himself. And we literally became single at the same time or within the same week, and we were helping each other get through it. We were bigging each other up, we were giving each other motivation, we were just speaking love and light into each other for months, and we became a lot closer because of that experience, right? So I guess a couple months into us being friends. Now, mind you, I'm not going to pretend like it wasn't any type of sexual tension, because he thought I was attractive. I thought he was attractive, but I thought that we were just at a state or at a stage of our relationship where we were just being there for each other. I didn't know that in his mind, he was doing things for me conditionally so that eventually I would be his girl. And if that was his intention, then just say that. You know what I'm saying? Just say that. Maybe I'll be with it. But he never actually expressed that. So we were on two different frequencies and didn't even know it, right? So I ended up going to a club with my homegirl and her friends and her family, and he was texting my phone where you at, where you at? First I was like, I don't really want to tell him where I am, because there's a guy here that I'm interested in, and I'm kind of dancing with him a little bit, and I don't want him to see me like that. And and I felt a little bit insecure about that, because I knew that we had a little thing going on, but it really wasn't established at all. We never even expressed to each other that we found each other attractive. It was literally that surface level, right? So he just kept texting me over and over, where you at? I'm about to pull up. I'm like, damn. I'm like, he's really adamant. So I'm like, okay, I told him where I was. He pulled up 30 minutes later. And I, me thinking that we're just friends, I'm still doing me. I'm acting single. I'm I'm acting single and I'm just having fun at that club. And he ended up leaving without saying bye, like, probably like an hour or two later. And I texted him like, damn, like, you didn't even say bye to me. And he was like, I don't chase women. I only chase Allah. And I was like, okay. Why you telling me that? Like, okay. And I'm like, did you, like, were you chasing me? Like that was you chasing me? And he was like, yeah, me pulling up on you, that was a form of me chasing, and I never chase bitches and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, he literally wrote a whole novel about, y'all, I can't even recall what it said. It was so much, but he was like basically saying that it's not worth him chasing, and he's on his mission and blah, blah, blah. What? So I'm like, listen, I didn't even know we were on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't let me know that. Like, we weren't here with it. So how was I supposed to know that you were chasing me, right? I thought you were coming to have a good time. Like, I wouldn't have been mad if he was like talking to another girl. Like, I would have been like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have been jealous. But yeah, I didn't know. So he ended up, long story short, he ended up saying like, something to the effects of like it was hoish behavior, right? I'm like, hold on. I'm like, just to set the record straight, I didn't have sex with any man in that room, and I wasn't planning on having sex. I was literally just having fun. I was just dancing, And he was like, yeah, you're right. He was like, if you're not having sex, that doesn't mean you're a hoe, but you can still be a slut. Are you passive aggressively calling me a slut? So in that moment, right, I could have went off like, nigga, who the fuck you talking to? Blah, blah, blah. I could have did all that. But in my mind, I was like, you know what? Let me just try to understand where he's coming from. He feels played. Like, he feels played. He feels embarrassed. No one else in the whole club knew what was going on. He didn't look, like he was being played in front of other people because no one knew what was going on besides him in his own mind. So I understood that he felt played, and I apologized for that. I said, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. But the next morning, right, when I was rerunning the conversation in my mind, it was literally making me angry. And I was getting in my ego a little bit, right? I was like, who the fuck? Who does this man think he is? Calling me a slut, And the old me probably would have came back and sent him a nice hefty text message. But then I was like, you know what? I already ended the conversation on a very peaceful note. Matter of fact, I ended the conversation sending him a meme. Like, that's how good we were at the end of the conversation. But once I realized, if you disrespected me once, I know you'll do it again. I just blocked him. I'm at a stage in my life, you only have one time to disrespect me. I'm not going to disrespect you. I know I'm not. So if you come out your mouth disrespecting me, you gotta go. You have to go. You have to go. So I said that story to say that I'm so glad that I kept my composure and I ended off that interaction with love, because if I went off on him and cussed him out, it really would have weighed heavy on my spirit. And one thing that I've learned over the years through experiences and through countless mistakes is when you control your emotions, you are always the one that got away. One more time. When you can compose yourself, when you can end relationships with love, and when you can control your emotions, even if you walk away right after, you are always the one that got away. You will always make people reflect on their actions and how they treated you and regret how they treated you. Now, these people may reach out to you and apologize, or they may have so much pride that they don't, or they may feel like they're genuinely not wrong. But either way it goes, If you feel like you didn't deserve that treatment, walk away. Because if people disrespect you one time, they are going to do it again. So control your emotions. Control your emotions, because that's how you control the situation, not in a manipulative way, but in a divine way, right? So once again, this skill, it's definitely a skill, right? It takes time to learn emotional discipline. Some people naturally have it. Like, I have a homegirl that has always been naturally very in tune with her emotions, right? But I am someone who is emotional and I had to check myself a few times. I had to burn a few bridges. I had to learn, I had to lose a few friendships. I had to have a few messy breakups to learn that, girl, if you want people to continue to respect you, whether you walk away from them or not, you have to control your emotions. Period. Period. All right. So, yes, control your emotions. I know it is so hard when people get under your skin, when people trigger you, when people disrespect you. But just understand that, what comes out of people, what they project, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. And that situation, that story time that I just told y'all, it was a perfect example because he was projecting on me and calling me names. And the whole time, I didn't even know he felt some type of way. He was at that club probably feeling embarrassed, feeling played. Meanwhile, the whole time, I had no idea that he was even feeling that way. So that is a perfect example of people just project what's inside of them. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. And I don't judge him. I don't think that he's a bad person or anything, but he's definitely not going to be in my reality unless he acknowledges that he was tripping. Okay? And if he never acknowledges it, then I am perfectly fine with the season that we had, and I appreciate the love, the light, and the encouragement, and the knowledge, and the book recommendations and the video recommendations that he sent to me. I will always appreciate that. But if you'll disrespect me once, I know you'll do it again. So if you are not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you go ahead and do that. Turn on your notifications, and I'll see y'all in the next video. And listen, stand on business. Okay, stand on business, control your emotions, and just understand that the moment you lose control of your emotions, that's when people are controlling you.